Okay, so we all know what a bummer it is at the end of the day when you have your awesome makeup on that you spent so much time doing and you have to take it off. So I realize in all my videos I teach you guys how to apply your makeup but never how to take it off. And I've had so many requests for a skincare video. So I figured what I would do is kind of show you at the end of the day how I like to remove all of my makeup but then also take care of my skin as well. So here we go. This is going to be a little challenging because this is my sink and normally I'm used to having running water. So you're going to have to bear with me, but you're going to get the general idea of what we're doing, okay? So one of the very first steps on how to remove your makeup effectively is one of my all-time favorite products, the Clarisonic. If you don't have one of these, put it on your Christmas list, your birthday list, whatever holiday's coming up that you can ask for a gift, or go splurge. It's amazing. You won't regret it. This is a fabulous tool to help clean the skin. It actually cleans the skin 6 times better than you could with a washcloth with your hands. It is an amazing, amazing tool. It helps to just deep clean the skin, really get the pores cleaned out. I used to always break out around that time of the month, and I noticed when I started using this that I didn't get breakouts as bad. And I also noticed that if I go on vacation and I forget it and don't use it for a week, I'll start to get a little pimple pop up here or there. So I know that it works. So this is one of my very favorite tools. So I'm going to show you how to use it. There's a bunch of different ones of these. So there's, this one is the Aria, but there's also the Mia 2, there's a bunch. So you can do your own research and figure out which one's going to be best for you. I say just get one of them, even if it's just the basic one. You don't have to spend a lot of money. They like range all the way up to $300 or $400, I believe. Get the cheaper ones that are like $100 because they get the job done, and mine have lasted for quite some time. So let's try to get this started. Okay, so what I typically do when I'm going to remove my makeup is I'll go to my sink and I just get my fingers wet, and what I'm going to do is just kind of start to get my skin wet just a little bit so that my makeup starts to get a little bit runny, okay? Once I do that, I'm going to go through with a cleanser. This one is by First Aid Beauty. It's their Pure Skin Facial Cleanser. And I like to have a cleanser that has like a little bit more of a cream to it. And so I'm going to put this on the skin. I'm going to look really fabulous here. So I get my cleanser on. The great thing with the Clarisonic is you can use any cleanser that you already have. Basically has a vibrating motion. The brush head goes in really fast circles, and so what it's doing is it's really helping to get that product off and to get into the pores and clean. Now some of them will have timers on them of like, you know, they say like I think 20 seconds on the forehead, 20 seconds on the cheeks, 20 seconds down the center of your nose. And this one actually has a timer that prompts you when to switch parts of the face. I'm too impatient, so I like to just go as I want. And then if I have a breakout, I'll kind of concentrate on that area, and it really does help. So I don't know if you can hear that beep, but it's basically telling me to like switch parts of the face, okay? So you're literally going all over the skin. You can see it's removing my makeup. Again, I don't like to follow rules. I like to just go where I feel like my face, or where I have the most makeup. I make sure to get my jawline. Then it's going to turn in there. It's kind of gross, sorry. But typically what I'll do is I'll rinse this under warm water so that it gets all that out of the brush. Typically when I'm using a lot of water and soap, my face is kind of foaming. So it looks like I have a lot more on than this, but because we're working here with what we have, you may not be able to see it as much. So what I do is I get all of that off. Then what I do is I'm going to go through and just kind of, what I would do is just rinse really good. So add a little bit more water just to kind of remove some of that soap off of there. So I'm just kind of dabbing a little bit of water on there, but when I'm at home, I am like getting in there, going crazy. My black eye mascara is like running down. I look scary, like I'm going to a crazy concert or something. So get in there, really get everything kind of loosened up. Then what I like to do, once everything's kind of rinsed, I recently just came across these washcloths and I am completely obsessed. So I'm hoping it works as well, not having a sink in front of me. But these are by a company called Norwex, and it has changed my life. Normally I use face makeup wipes to remove my makeup, which one is fine, but it can be a little bit costly depending on the wipes you use. And then they started to burn my eyes. And you can tell I wear a lot of eyeshadow. So I was really getting in there and scrubbing, and it would get in my eye, and I was just basically moving the dark all around. So the reason why I love these, a good friend of mine told me about them, is because they are microfiber, which is a lot softer. I wish you could feel them because it feels really soft. It's a lot softer than a washcloth. So sometimes washcloths can really irritate the skin. These are not going to irritate the skin. It's a microfiber that's super, super fine and really soft, so you're not going to be tugging on the skin with them. So before I keep telling you how amazing these are, I'm just going to show you how I use them. You want to get them really wet. So I really run them underneath of my sink, and I try not to wring them out too much because I want quite a bit of water in there when I go to take off my eye makeup remover. Now you're going to notice that I'm not adding any product to this yet, because what's awesome about these is that you don't even have to add remover if you don't want to. So our washcloth is really, really wet, and I'm just going to go on the eye area and kind of hold it for a second, and then just lightly start to clean off your eye makeup. And a lot of it's coming off, and we didn't even put any product on. So I'm not burning my eyes. I'm not tugging on my eyelashes like I would with a washcloth or even with a face wipe. I'm just gently kind of working the cloth around the eye area. And I don't know about you, but I think that that's pretty amazing. Because like I said, I do wear a ton of eye makeup, and for this to completely take everything off without adding any product is pretty amazing. Now, some of your, like if you're wearing waterproof or anything that's really stubborn, what you can do is take a little bit of your cleanser and get it on your cloth, and then go back over and clean up. Okay, so now you can see it really does take off the product really, really well without having to scrub your eye. And because the microfiber is so soft, it's not pulling out your eyelashes, and it's not hurting your eye and irritating the eye area. So I'm obsessed. Then I just go through and kind of clean up the rest of my face makeup. Okay, so another reason why I love these, I'll explain why I'm doing my other side, is that these washcloths have a microsilver in them. So basically these washcloths will pick up any dirt, oil, makeup, and gather it into the cloth rather than just spreading it onto the skin. And once it's in the cloth, the microsilver actually goes to work on what they call a self-purification process. And what it does is it actually cleans itself. And so it helps to fight against bacteria, mold, fungi, anything like that can grow in wet, damp surfaces, like your washcloths. And so what's awesome is that you can use this to remove your makeup, and you can see again how well it just took off all that eye stuff, and I really didn't have to scrub at all. But it's just coming off onto the washcloth. So once you're done removing all of your makeup, what I do is I rinse this under some water, I wring it out really well, and then I hang it so that it can dry all the way around. I hang it on a little rack, and it's clean because it does have that microsilver in it. So it self-purifies itself, and so you can use it the next day. Which is pretty amazing, because the reason why I never used white or washcloths before is because I hated doing so much laundry. So I am telling you, I am like totally obsessed with these. My friend was just like, here, you should try this. I'm anxious to see if it would take off all of your makeup. And I tried it, and I absolutely love it. And it's great for sensitive skin, mature skin, really any type of skin. it is great. So there is a link in the description bar below of where you can get these, because you can't buy them in a store. You have to find them from someone who sells them. So I'm totally obsessed with these because they're great for anyone that has sensitive skin. If you have more mature skin, they're great for acne, blackheads, really oily skin, dry skin. They're really great for any particular skin type. They cleanse really well. They're great for skin hygiene. There's so much technology, and like I said, this is kind of a newer product I just came across, so I hope I did a good job explaining them, but you just have to read about them on their actual site because there's so much behind it, and so I want you to really check these out. And the way that you can do that is just click on the link in the description bar of this video and it'll take you right to where you need to be. So hopefully that helps. I love, love, love those, okay? So I just wanted to kind of point out a few other things that I typically will do once I'm done removing my makeup. And as much fun as I love sitting here talking to you with no makeup on, we're gonna hurry through the rest of this. The one thing I'll do is sometimes your skin feels a little bit dry once you remove, because you basically just stripped everything off the skin. So I like using a little bit of a hydrating mist on the face. You've seen me use others in my videos. These are two of my favorites right now. This one is by Fresh. It's their Rose Floral Toner. And then this one I got at Whole Foods. So this one was a little bit more expensive. This one was like, I don't know, $10 at Whole Foods. So you can, either which way you want to go, doesn't matter. They're both the same. They're both that rose water. So what I like to do with these is just spray them on the face to just kind of hydrate the skin, get a little bit of water on the skin, because your skin is like a sponge. So when you go to put moisturizer on, if you just put it on a dry sponge, it's not going to absorb it very well, but if it's a little bit wet, it's going to really take that moisture in. Next, I'm going to use my Kate Somerville. This one is the Nourish Daily Moisturizer. I love this moisturizer right now. It's one of my favorites. The reason why I love it is because it's not too heavy or greasy, but it really does help hydrate the skin, and really it's a nice texture to it. So if you're someone with really any combination of skin, it's a great moisturizer. And I love it because you literally push the top and it puts just the right amount that you need. So then I scoop it off with my fingers and blend it together in my hands. And then I just go all over my skin, and then I also go on the neck area and kind of drag it down, just so that everything stays nice and hydrated. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to my eye cream. This one is by Kiehl's. It's their Super Multi-Corrective Eye Opening Serum. This is pretty cool because it helps to firm and lift the eye area. So I'm just going to take my finger and apply it underneath, so it helps with those fine lines, but you also kind of want to apply it on the eyelid. A lot of my clients will complain just how they feel like their eyes start to droop. This is an amazing serum for that because it's really going to help lift and firm that eye area. So you can put it underneath the eye area, all over the eyelid, and even kind of on this bone here, just to give it that hydration, that firmness, and that lift. Because you want to keep your skin, especially in that area, as hydrated as possible so that it stays looking young and fresh. So that is a great one. Kiehl's has some great eye creams that aren't really that expensive. You don't have to spend a ton of money for it to be a great product. So that's what I want my clients to really understand, is that while yes, like you want to invest some in your skincare, you don't have to spend a crazy amount in order to get a good product. One other thing I'm not going to put on, but I am going to tell you about, is if you're someone who's looking for some type of mask to do at home, I love the Fresh Rose Face Mask. It is absolutely amazing. It's infused with real rose petals. Hydrates and tones the skin. This is great for like in the middle of winter when you feel super dry, or in the summer if you've just got a sunburn and your skin feels like it's gonna crack. This is a great mask for that. The other thing that sometimes I will use, like I said, now that I'm using these, I don't use as many face wipes, but I still have them on hand because I like to have them on hand. So I use the MAC ones sometimes. They're sugar-based, so they don't have any alcohol in them, which is nice. Or I just got these, I think from Walgreens or Target. They're by Simple. They're for sensitive skin, but they just help cleanse the skin. They're really easy to use. So I always like to have some kind of makeup wipe on hand, just in case I need it, especially in the morning when I'm just wanting to kind of refresh my skin a little bit before applying my makeup. So anyways, I hope that you enjoyed my little skincare routine. Now I'm ready to go to bed, so I will turn in for the night. But hopefully that helped. Please comment. I know that skincare is overwhelming, so any questions you have, feel free to comment in the sections below so that I can answer any questions that maybe I missed through this video. Thanks, guys.